Welcome to Tehachapi, the City of Tehachapi's podcast, where we share conversations with local leaders, business owners, and community members. Don't miss an episode. Be sure to follow and subscribe to learn something new and discover ways to get involved in our community.
Well, this is Tehachapi with Nick, Tanaka, and Claire over here from the Tehachapi Chamber of Commerce. Claire, how are we doing?
We're doing great. I'm excited to be here and looking forward to March already.
I'm not ready for March.
No, I'm not either.
Well, what are we up to today?
Well, today I have brought in two wonderful guests for us to talk to. We have Thomas O'Malley with Edward Jones with us today, and Kellie Dudevoir from Canine Creek.
Hi, welcome you guys.
Thank you so much for having me.
Before we get into these amazing local businesses, I do have a little bit of chamber business that I'd like to share.
Okay.
Jumping right in, we have some grand openings coming up. We have a lot of businesses who are ready to open their doors or celebrate or acknowledge a milestone. And so we're very excited for these businesses coming up. We have White Rabbit Studios, who we know here in town, and they are now opening a second studio in Old Town.
Oh, that's very exciting.
Yes, right? So,
And what sort of stuff do they do at White Rabbit? I've heard that they do, the acting and a little bit of the music, but I've heard that maybe there's like some educational stuff too.
yes, so they have a wide range of classes that they offer with a lot of different types of instructors. And so everything from yoga to musical instruments to acting, voice acting, vocal exercises, anything that is creative, you'll find it at White Rabbit Studios.
Oh, that's awesome. Where's their new location going to be?
So it is going to be off of Santa Lucia in Old Town. So as you're heading up Santa Lucia on your way to P-Dubs, it's that first grouping of businesses kind of over by Gentle Dental. And White Rabbit Studios has their second location there. And they're very excited to get it open and start offering all these classes a little bit further outside of town for all those that live in that area. And so that way it's easier to get to your class no matter where you are.
Rock and roll. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're excited for that. That'll be March 14th at 1 p.m. Then we have Pines and Oaks LLC that will be celebrating their grand opening on March 7th. This is a quick turnaround. We're learning about them and they're really, really cool. They also offer different types of classes like Mommy and Me classes, but they also offer first aid, CPR, AED classes, a lot of things for employers. So if you have employees that need to be learning these skills, then this is a new business that is offering that training. Very excited to learn more about them and get them out there, but they will be March 7th at 1 p.m.
Oh, I know all the HR departments everywhere in Tehachapi suddenly had a sigh of relief. Thank goodness there's someone in town. Okay.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So we're very excited, and they are located at 405 East H Street. So we'll have more information as you're listening to this. Head on over to our website or social media, and you'll see these events and mark your calendars and get on out there.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't ask about parade applications.
Yes. Getting into our events, we have our July 4th parade that we're so excited to be partnering with the city on this. I know the city, in celebration of the 250th anniversary of our country this year, we are doing it big, everybody, right? The city's doing it big with 3 days of events. TVRPD has an entire day of activities and fun and family and picnics, and we are excited to collaborate with a parade. While we do the Mountain Festival Parade and the Christmas Parade, this is an opportunity to expand this year and offer it to so many of our businesses, our community, all of our groups and teams and everybody. So we want everybody to come out and be a part of this awesome celebration, celebrate Tehachapi and the 250th.
And where would they find this application so that they can get involved?
Yes, so come by the chamber, 209 East Tehachapi Boulevard. We have paper copies there. I can also email you a copy, so chamber@tehachapi.com, and I'll send you an application. And it's all very similar. It's going to be the same route as the Christmas parade, heading around the corner. We go down F Street, turn on Robinson, turn on Tehachapi Boulevard, head down to Curry. And so a wonderful, nice route right there. But we also want to make sure that our trailers are not too big, because we know when they get very large and they're going around the corner, things slow down a little bit. So we do have a restriction on how long your trailer can be for this event.
And that makes sense with the tight turns, especially
Yes.
on that far east side. Yeah, that's going to be a little difficult.
Yes, absolutely. So we're tightening things up, we're honing things in, or making sure that everyone is, having a great time, is staying safe, and that, our gaps are, a little bit shorter than they were at Christmas. So just making sure it all comes together very smoothly. So we do have a couple events coming up. We have March 11th. We have a business resource mixer. So this will be at Alta One on Tucker Street, and that's at 5:30. This is an opportunity for businesses to come on out and either share resources that they have for fellow businesses, or a chance for those businesses or early entrepreneurs to learn, okay, what do I need to do to succeed? Or I have my business at this level and I'm ready to grow. What do I need to get it to grow? How do I plan for the future? And so there's going to be so many different resources, and we actually have Thomas here who will be there at that mixer, and he will be sharing some resources with everyone. But everything from what you need to know when you're starting a business in this community and who you need to talk to, if you need to get a loan, or if you need to start planning for retirement early, or so there's a bookkeeping and taxes and all kinds of stuff. So learning all about business resources, and a lot of our members will be there.
Getting that little bit of fostering help, especially early on for these like cottage businesses, these little pieces of help, this little bit of fostering can really build up these businesses. And like so many of the businesses in town started off as little garage, little businesses, and now suddenly they've got a huge thing in downtown.
Yes.
So happy that this sort of thing is happening here.
Excited to see all of our early entrepreneurs too, who I've been talking to in the community, and they're like, I'm not sure. And it's like, okay, come to this mixer. So you'll get all the kinds of information and you'll be able to blaze your path forward. All right, on March 17th, we have a luncheon, and Calm will be the speaker for that one, and it'll be out at Mango House Lounge in Old Town. And then on April 25th, we have our Tehachapi's Finest Gala, and tickets are out. We're very excited. I'll have more information about all the nominees very, very soon. But we have a whole panel of volunteers who have been working hard at looking through all the 75 nominations that were received. And it's a very difficult choice. They have worked very hard and read through all the essays and really done their due diligence. And so we're very excited to be honoring so many businesses. And then just a shout out for a couple new members that we have. And then we're going to dive into learning more about Edward Jones and Canine Creek. We have Pines and Oaks LLC that has joined the chamber, Tehachapi Mountain Quilters, Camp Scalp Therapy, which is offering 10% off of scalp treatments to chamber members, and Tacos Chewy. We're so excited to have so many wonderful businesses and to be in everybody's corner.
Now I think it's a great time to start bringing in our guests.
Let's introduce Thomas O'Malley here first. He's with Edward Jones here in town, and yeah, we're so excited to have you here, Thomas.
My name's Thomas O'Malley. I'm with Edward Jones. I've been in Tehachapi since last December, so more than a year now. I was born in Alamo Valley at Alamo Valley Hospital, and I grew up in Palmdale, Lancaster, came to Tehachapi often. My uncle lived here, my uncle and aunt, and enjoyed the snow. A long time ago, there used to be a skating rink here. My aunt and uncle actually owned it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I believe it was called Holiday Skating, but I might be wrong on that. So it was a long time ago. Wow. A lot of trips to Tehachapi. I've always loved it. They moved out, and so I didn't come up very much, but my friend bought a house in Bear Valley, and I came up and visited him, and I was like, oh man, I forgot what a wonderful place Tehachapi is. My wife and I, what I do is I help people plan for the long term. So we start planning for the long term, and we're like, you know what, this is probably a place where we would like to move to and retire to. So that's the plan. Decided to come up here and build my business. My son's still in high school. He's a junior, so waiting for him to graduate. But then the plan is to make our way up here and become permanent residents. We got like a half inch of snow in the Alamo Valley, and came up here and we had a lot of snow. So it's having those different four seasons is really exciting.
The nice part about Tehachapi is that very quickly the snow kind of, it shows up, it makes itself known, and then it'll melt away, but the mountains stay a little snowy. You get to see the snow caps, and you get to keep that for a couple extra weeks. I kind of appreciate that.
Oh yeah, so picturesque. So yeah, I'm with Edward Jones. I help people plan for the future, like Claire was talking about earlier with businesses. So, whatever their goals are specifically, just finding out what's important to them, kind of where they are at financially, and helping them set a strategy to meet those goals, whatever they may be. I mean, we have people that are planning for retirement, a comfortable retirement, and living in retirement, are planning for education, or just the unexpected, whatever their personal goals are and whatever stage of life they're in. That's basically where I come in, find out what's important to them, and together we help build a strategy.
What sort of person needs your services but does not know yet that they need your services?
Almost everybody needs our services, no matter what stage of life they're in. It could be their 18-year-old that's first beginning to develop habits, good financial habits, and they're finding out what career they want. We could break down and talk to them about the basics of starting to save for whatever their goal is, buying a new home, planning for the unexpected with like an emergency savings. Or it could be someone who's getting ready to go into retirement and they spent their whole life accumulating their wealth and they don't quite know what's the retirement going to look like. Or it could be somebody who's living in retirement and they just need to reset whatever their strategy is. So anybody who has to deal with money needs our service. I think it's almost everybody.
Yeah, I think that's everyone. I think everyone's under that umbrella.
Yes, sir. I was in banking for many, many years. And a lot of times I would end up helping people after it was too late. And I remember specifically they would say, I wish I would have. And so that's why I became a financial advisor, because I wanted to hear them say, I'm glad I did, instead of I wish I would have. So if you have any ideas about what your future may look like, come see me. There's a lot of different milestones we can go over, and I can help you meet that future, whatever that may be. And ultimately, hoping you look back and say, I'm so glad I did.
I have a lot of friends who I would like to be a little more financially conscious. And consistently they'll tell me, like, I don't make enough to do that. What would you say to that person to help them see maybe we should have a little more of a plan?
That's a great question. It depends on where they're at in their life. I mean, there's so many different factors, but something a lot of people don't understand is how to manage debt. What kind of debt is okay and what kind of debt is not okay, or planning for emergencies and having an emergency savings. Americans across the country don't typically have enough even in their emergency savings. So some basic concepts just like that would be something that I would start off with right away. And then, are they saving for retirement? If they got a job, they're a young person, 30 or whatever their age may be, are they at least trying to match their company's match and starting to build retirement? Things like that is what we would discuss for sure.
And I know so many people, they go for the match, and then as soon as they leave the job, then they go, oh, okay, I'll cash that out. And I want to pull my hair out. I'm like, no, don't do that.
That's why I have no hair. Yeah, so, for sure. I mean, and that's the kind of guidance that we provide, just helping people just set their ideas and their concepts and what their thoughts are in retirement, especially for like saving in their 401k or whatever type of retirement vehicle they have. Now, I do offer complimentary seminars once a month. You can go to my website. I list them there, in-person seminars. I do it at the Village Collective. I have two coming up. Both, it's on the foundations of investing. One is at the Village Collective on March 12th at 10:30 a.m. And the other one's a webinar on March 21st. It's a Saturday at 10:30 a.m. If anybody's interested, they can reach out to my office and RSVP, and we can send them the details. For those who can make it in person, I love it. I love seeing everybody's face and shaking hands. But if you're not able to because of work or whatnot, that's why I do the virtual version of it on Saturdays. So you can get up in the morning, grab a cup of coffee, stay in your PJs, and learn about the foundations of investing.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad that people out there who know about finance are taking the time to make sure that their local community is engaged and understands the finances. Like you said, everyone has to deal with money. So the more education that's out there, the better that we can communicate with them, the better off that everyone's going to be.
Yes, and I love that you said how engaged Thomas is, Nick, because Thomas really is. You're very engaged in this community. You go to businesses and you talk to them and you learn about their business and you figure out, all right, where are they, and what can I do to help? You're there at events, you're there to help, you're there to support in any way that you can. And it just shows that you care about Tehachapi and you are here to stay, like you're putting down your roots. And I think that's amazing. And that really goes a long way here in Tehachapi because we have so many of our residents and our community members that they don't want to be sharing that kind of information, or they don't want to be sharing their dreams with someone that they aren't sure is committed. And you definitely are. So I thank you for that.
Well, thank you for saying that, Claire. I mean, that means a lot to me because it's absolutely true. A part of what I do and other advisors at my company do is it's a true relationship with our clients. It's long term. It's finding out what's important to them, developing a strategy, but keeping the strategy ongoing through their life. So as things changes, emergencies come up, their goals change, readjusting whatever that strategy is, because I'm in it for the long run. If you are gracious enough to work with me, I'm going to be 100% committed to helping you whatever goals that you might have.
So how would someone contact you?
I mean, honestly, the easiest way is to just reach out to me. Give me a call at 661-238-0995. Or you can Google Thomas O'Malley, Edward Jones, and I'll usually come up at the very top. But I'm over on Valley Boulevard, 709 West Valley Boulevard, Tehachapi, of course. I look forward to helping anybody. Just go ahead and give me a call, and we'll definitely spend some time together.
Now to talk about another very committed business here in Tehachapi, Canine Creek.
Yay!
Welcome, Kelly. I'm so glad you're here today.
Well, thank you very much, Claire, for asking me to be here, and so good to see you again.
Good to see you. Thanks for
this is
keeping
awesome.
my cats fed for all these years.
Absolutely,
One appreciates
absolutely.
it.
Yes, our pleasure.
I asked Kelly to come here because Canine Creek is such an important business here in our community. And we know Tehachapi loves their dogs. They love their cats. This is such a beautiful business for people to come and spoil their animals, get the best food, get the best care. The grooming facility is awesome. There's so much thought that has gone into Canine Creek over the years. And
Thank
wanted to
you.
give you a chance to share your story.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. That's going to make me cry. It has been a long road. Came here in 2016. I purchased the business from the lady that originally started it in 2004. So it's actually been around for over 20 years now, which is pretty amazing. So I've had it 9 years last December, and we've done nothing but grow from the time I purchased it, which is amazing because it's such a great town and people come and want to shop in our store. And we know that there's a lot of other options today to purchase online instead of purchasing in person. And we are so grateful and thank you for every customer that comes into our store because we know how simple it can be to purchase other places. But if you do that, you're not going to get the customer service that you get from our store. We want to know you. We want to know your pet. We want to know your name. We want to know your kids' names. We want to know everything about you because we consider you family. If you take the time to come into our store, we really want to get to know you and fulfill the needs that you've come in to find. There used to be a TV show. I don't know, everybody might be too young in here. Cheers. And I always thought, it was a place that you would go to and everybody knew your name. And that's kind of how we felt. Like, I want you to know that when you come into our store, we are so thankful. And our staff is great. I think that they all do an amazing job doing the same thing that I've always wanted to do, which was embrace the community and our customers. And it's the best job I've ever had in my life, except for raising my kids. Probably I should probably throw that in there.
Oh yeah, that's a good number one to throw in.
But it's a close second. It's a close second.
Your people are so knowledgeable, and you can tell that they have a true love for animals.
It's not a bad job. I mean, to get to be with pets and people all day long, really can't complain. And we've been trying to do a few extra things for the holidays. We just had a kissing booth for Valentine's Day. It was so cute. You just come in, get a picture with your pup in the kissing booth. We did a wreath at the holidays, contemplated a big Easter basket. Then you just come in, you get a treat, and you get to take your picture with your pet and all that. So
That's
always trying to
adorable.
think of something fun to do.
I didn't know about
Check
that
us
one.
out.
I need to check that out. No. I am uninformed.
Yeah, lots of pictures on Instagram and Facebook. We try to post on there all the time. So
And you guys have such a great grooming facility.
our grooming staff, I think, is amazing. I want to make sure I say every employee's name because without them, I don't have a business, and they are amazing. So our grooming staff, Nancy and Shirley, have been grooming for, probably over 40 years apiece. They had their own business down in the LA area. They've been with me about 8 years. And then we brought in another girl who wasn't a regular employee and trained her. So Summer's been with us about About 3 years grooming. So I tease them and I tell them our tagline is we have 100 years worth of grooming. Because they've been doing it a long time. And they really are sisters. So we call them the sisters. They're not nuns. They really are sisters. And so that's our grooming department. And then we have our self-serve bathing. So if you want to do it yourself, you can come in and we give you everything you need, all the shampoo, towels. You just got to bring in your dirty pup. So we've got both avenues that you can choose which one you want to do.
It's much nicer having someone else do it, though.
I do agree.
Yeah.
It is nicer. It's kind of like when us ladies get our hair done. We do look a little bit nicer when we leave the salon when somebody else does it. Dogs are a little bit poofier when they leave when the groomers do them. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah. It's a good job, though. But sometimes people can't get in on a day if they're booked, and so it's nice that our self-serve tubs are open every day.
Just in case the run out in the mountains got a little more muddy than they anticipated.
It does happen sometimes. It does happen.
Especially in the dead of winter.
Yeah.
It's nice to have that facility when it's freezing outside.
Yeah.
For sure.
Water's heated. And like I said, you don't have to bring anything except your dirty pup. And we have a frequent buyer card for that, too. So after your 9th paid bath, your 10th is free.
Yes, and I can attest to the self-serve. My dog was a husky, and she was just always caked. And so it was fun just to bring her in and take some time, just her and me, and I could pick any kind of shampoo, and it was just so nice. And like everybody just takes such good care. I always needed extra towels for her.
Happens.
But no, it's such a special space, and it's so thoughtful because every step of that whole exercise, right, of trying to get your dog clean and have them not, jump out of the tub. And so you have, safety, concerns, that are taken care of, and, the different types of shampoo. And if your dog is allergic to something, you can choose something else. And, there's hair dryers and, warm water. And it's just, everything is just so thoughtful.
And if the groomers are there, we can accommodate a nail trim, too. So they can do that if they're there.
I feel like pets are always getting the cool stuff before we end up getting the cool stuff.
Always.
What is the cool new stuff that pets are getting toy wise? I would say food wise, but I don't really feel like eating cat food. But
Well, you know what though? I do tell customers when they say their pets eat better than they do that 95% of our food is human food grade. So if you wanted to eat it, I've tried many cookies in this store before.
Really?
They're just not as sweet as you would want.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just a little bland.
I'm not actually that much of a sweets guy.
So you might actually like them.
I might come in.
There's a couple I suggest for long road trips because then your pup can have one and you can have one because they're pretty good.
Oh.
And low calorie.
Hey, I could do with a low calorie snack. Okay, all right, I'm getting sold.
Yeah. One thing that I like to do, we do at our stores, we always have our front table decorated for the holidays, or if like right now it's February, it's Pet Dental Awareness Month. So we've got all the great products you can have to help keep those teeth and gums clean for your pups and kitties and all that. We've got a great birthday table. Lots of people love to celebrate their pups' birthdays. We've got lots of cupcakes and cookies and bandanas and all that kind of fun stuff. So there's always something new. We always make sure we have something new going on.
And dental health is so important with pets.
It really is.
We're told Cookie has gingivitis, and because they need the special toothpaste. I guess they're not into the minty flavor, or...
Well, you can do toothpaste and things like that. You can do chews. I don't have the time to brush my doggy's teeth, so I do a product that's a powder.
Oh.
It's amazing. It just goes right on the kibble. You don't have to brush. You don't have to do any of that kind of stuff, and it helps with plaque, tartar, and bad breath, and super easy, super simple.
Really? Mm-hmm. Do they have that in cat version?
They do.
I will be talking to you after the show.
They do.
All
they
right.
do. Yeah. We are open 7 days a week. Our groomers work Tuesday through Saturdays by appointment, but the self-service always open. We do close that area half an hour before we close the store. So during the weekdays, that would be 5:30, and on the weekends, that would be 4. Like I said, we're open every day. We're on Facebook, Instagram. Every now and then I pop off a TikTok. You just never know. Website, caninecreek.com. We'd love to come by. We have samples if you want to try things. See if your pup likes it before you try it and buy a big bag. But we also have a great return policy. If your pup or kitty doesn't like something, you're always welcome to return it if it's food and treats and things like that. So I would just invite you to come in, let us get to know you. And like I said, Allie, Shiloh, Sam, myself, and I feel like I'm missing somebody, but we'd love to meet you. So I hope you stop in and say hi.
Yes, thank you both so much. And I want to thank Tehachapi and our listeners as well for shopping small Yeah, making sure that you're going to these small businesses here and not shopping on Amazon or Chewy or doing, this online ordering when there's everything you need is here in town.
And your tax dollars stay right here in Tehachapi.
Yes.
And I forgot Aubrey. Yes. Aubrey, I'm sorry.
But yes, every dollar goes a very long way for our small businesses. And, thank you to everybody who's listening who does shop and work with all of our local businesses here.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you again.
You're welcome.
This has been Tehachapi.
You've been listening to Tehachapi. If you have a question, a thought, or a suggestion, email media@tehachapicityhall.com. We'll catch you again soon, right here on Tehachapi.